Hello everyone, welcome to the Fire Artisan channel. This is Drew, and today we are playing some mono blue tempo, we can call it. Or we could call it mono blue flash. Basically everything plays at instant speed, so it's a really fun deck to play. I'll go through the list with you real quick. So 1-drops, we have our Ops and Spectral Sailors. Pretty straightforward, just kind of the best 1-drop flash cards that are available to us in blue. We're playing with 2 main deck Aether Gusts just because they're good against all the ramp decks, good against mono red, good against mono green, and those are basically all of the decks that are in the meta right now. There's Rakdos, but it's pretty good against Rakdos, pretty good against Jund. So yeah, like if you run into a mono black aggro player, props to them, right? You have 2 dead cards in your deck that will just board out. Brineborn Cutthroat, classic flash creature card for blue. Quench is usually pretty strong for game 1. And then, you know, if they play around it, not as strong, but I like it. Just kind of counters anything, pretty good against any deck. Brazen Borrowers, of course. I'm playing with 2 copies of Neutralize. I like Neutralize because you can just hold up mana to cycle it away on turn 2 if you don't really have anything else going on. And if you know it's not a deck where that's going to be a good play to make. Sea Dasher Octopus is a very strong card. You can play it for 2, adapt it for 2. Not really sure. Oh, Gadwick. Yeah, Gadwick isn't actually a 3-drop. So yeah, 4-drops. So Chemist's Insight. Okay, Thassa's Intervention is also not a 4-drop, and nor is Mass Manipulation. So these are kind of just the high-end cards. I have 1 Chemist's Insight. I had experimented with different builds of this deck, and I found that without Chemist's Insight at all, I just wasn't really getting the card advantage that I wanted in the mid to late game. You don't really want to be off the top with this deck because it's not that powerful. What you really want to be doing is keeping your opponent off balance while amassing a decent amount of card advantage through the Octopus, through Ops, through Chemist's Insights. And that's where Gadwick comes in. Just draws you a ton of cards. Really good against creature decks because you just get to tap, tap, tap. Shark Typhoon, pretty straightforward. Just probably the best blue, one of the best blue flash cards that's been released recently. And 1 copy of Mass Manipulation. Doesn't play at instant speed, but it's just such a nasty card. Like, of course we're going to play it in a mono blue deck. Yeah, I think the Intervention is really strong too. It's useful as early as turn 3, which is rare for the X spells. So that's where we are. Yeah, we're playing 24 lands. And I'll show you the sideboard real quick. Yeah, we got 2 unsummons, you know, obviously for the creature matchups, 2 Aether Gusts where that's appropriate. Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Mystical Disputes, all kinds of additional counter magic for the ramp decks, for the control decks, any deck that's playing with a lot of greedy spells. Got these Krakens. I like this card. I haven't tested with it all that much, but it seems like a useful card as a kind of way to put additional pressure on slower decks and potentially even to be annoying against other creature decks. It is a token creating card, which it tends to be a nightmare for creature matchups, but like I said, I'm not really sure where this card is going to shine most. And the Voracious Great Shark is actually pretty good in creature matchups. Tends to counter anything important and just comes down and eats something during combat. So we're going to jump in the queue here. You may have seen, I'll show you this real quick. I am working on a vampires deck. It is not quite there yet, but it will be there soon. I just need a little bit more time. Yeah, there were definitely some good vampire cards released. It's just, I mean, the problem is I forget what they're called, but Two of the cards are both 3-drops. Like, we really needed another good 1-drop vampire, and we definitely needed a 2-drop vampire, and we didn't get either of those. We got 2 3-drops, and that's awkward because there was already a really good 3-drop vampire in, I forget her name, but she gets counters whenever you gain life. So I was always more than happy to play with her in the 3-drop slot. All right, this hand's okay. I really like having my 1-mana spell because this deck really tries to take advantage of tempo. But being on the play is obviously going to help with that. But yeah, we'll get back to vampires. But long story short, it is not quite where I want it to be yet. This is kind of what I was talking about, where in a world where we were desperate enough to find land number 3, we could just cycle neutralize here. This promises to be kind of an interesting matchup for us. Probably a challenging one, in all honesty. Not sure if we just want to play the Octopus right now, just to draw the card, maybe hit the land. It just feels like such a blowout if we do that, and then all they'd have to do is shock it. Yeah, I don't love that play. I do not love that play. All right, so they've got 1 mana available. I think I will just send out the Octopus here. Obviously hoping they don't have a shock or anything. Okay, and drawing that land is just really nice here. All right. So, yeah, I really liked playing the old version of like Mono Blue Tempo with Tempest Djinn, Curious Obsession, Terramander, Spectral Sailor, all those good cards. And the Sea Dasher Octopus kind of has the same spirit as Curious Obsession, obviously. So it's a card that I'm excited to be playing with. And it has really solid chemistry with Brianmore and Cutthroat. So, yeah. So right now we're pretty much just ignoring each other. Oh, here's something. Yeah, I wonder what the play is here. Probably this. Let's see. So if I cast that. Yeah. I don't think I want to mutate on top of this. I think I'd rather just cast this one as its own thing. They must also have a shock if they're making this play. But maybe not. We will see. Yeah. All right. I like the Brazen Borrower here. Seems very annoying. I'm just trying to think of how we're going to sequence this. I mean, I guess I could do Brazen Borrower and then just cycle to neutralize. It's definitely very annoying for the opponent to have this one bounced. Oh, yeah, I guess they were looking for some kind of counterspell there. Did not find it. Well, here's Terramander. That's a little bit scary. I think I want to attack first. Don't see them making this block. See what we get. Is it Gadwick time? I think it probably is. We'll play this Gadwick for 2. All right, Opt and Aether Gust are both pretty good. Or Aether Gust, rather. I think my opponent is going to have to choose between adapting. Yeah, they can just adapt for 3, hit me for 5, or play other stuff out and hit me for less. This Gadwick's going to be super annoying for them if they don't have an answer to it. Okay. Okay, looks like they're going to kind of split the difference, maybe adapt for 2. No, it's going to be Scorching Drag. Wow, didn't expect that. Gadwick is down. All right, fortunately we do have backup Gadwick. And we also have Mass Manipulation, but I think I'm going to wait for them to adapt it before I play that nasty card. So what's the play here? Is it Gadwick for 1? I think it's attack, draw a card. Okay. I think I like Gadwick for 2, hold up Opt. I think that's where I want to be. All right, we're discarding a hand size. Maybe I was a little greedy with Gadwick there. All right, I do want them to pay to adapt the Terramander here. But, I mean, we do have to do that before combat. Can't let them tap it. Brazen Borrower seems annoying. We'll take it. Right. Well, there's another answer to the Gadwick. Don't love to see that. How's Mass Manipulation look? Steal 1. Yeah, I think we're not quite ready for that yet. Why don't we tax them a little bit more with the Octopus, which has been really key for us this game. I mean, they've just been letting us swing with this thing all day. Did we play a land for the turn? I think we did. I think we can just discard the Chemist's Insight. Yeah. Do we want to discard the Chemist's Insight? Now I'm reconsidering. Yeah. That's fine. All right. Big attack step here. We're about to be very annoying. So we'll start there. We'll go Brazen Borrower. Here's their Brazen Borrower. So do we want to take 5 or trade with one of these? This is a little interesting because if I get my 8th land, then I'll be able to steal them both and maybe just... But I think I'm happy to just do that. Maybe steal their Terramander. Adapting is like free for them. Yeah, so they're out of cards. I think it's mass manipulation time. Let's go for it. Oh, this is too fun. This is nasty stuff. We'll go ahead and say thanks. Our opponent draws a shock, which is pretty solid. But yeah, Gadwick seems good. Yeah, not much to think about here. I'm just not used to having so many cards in hand. Well, that was fun. All right, so we're playing like an Is It Flyers deck. Sprite Dragon, Terramander, stuff like that. Aether Gust seems good. Unsummon seems good. I don't know about the Kraken. Feels like they would have a lot of answers to that. But you know what? We're going to go for it. I feel like it's fine. Mystical Dispute seems really strong. I think I'm going to play that instead of the Quenches. I think I'm going to go down on some of the big cards. I think I'll keep 1 copy of Mass Manipulation. Maybe go down to 2 Gadwicks. Shark Typhoon actually seems pretty good here. Don't think I want the neutralizes. I have a ton of Mystical Disputes. Maybe I'll go 1 down on the Spectral Sailor. Not particularly good in this matchup because they have a lot of flyers, so it just kind of chump blocks. Yeah, now I'm just thinking of where we want to be now. Maybe I'll go one down on the Shark Typhoon. I don't know. Maybe we'll go one more down on the Spectral Sailor. I really do think it is bad in this matchup. Be really interested to see how the Krakens fare, though. Hopefully we'll get to. Hopefully we'll get to see one in play. Seems like a fine hand. I do really like the flash play style where you just play a land, pass, and then just mess up your opponent's turn. I mean, very annoying to play against, but very fun to play. Although it's hard, it's challenging, you know. In some ways, you get sort of punished more severely if you are playing on your opponent's turn and you mess up, or you do something that isn't very thoughtful. I hope they don't leave mana up. I would much rather just see them kind of tap out. All right, they left mana up. I don't know. I mean, even they're so likely to just have a Dragonfire here, but I think I still just want to play a Cutthroat. I don't really like petty thefting one of these cards just yet. All right, Shark Typhoon isn't bad against this board. I think we'll go for it. If they use some removal, I'm fine with it. All right, yeah, we got rid of one of their creatures. All right, things are going fine so far. They've got now 3 cards in hand. So we do have an answer to instant speed removal right now, and they only have 1 red source. So it is an option for us to just Aether Gust. Huh. I wonder if they're waiting for us to tap out. Do you just not tap out here? I don't know. I think I'm going to go for it. All right, well, they got me there. All right, so now we continue messing up their turns. All right, another red source for the opponent. I love them just putting a ton of work into like counting the graveyard, counting cards in the graveyard, and then just finally adapting this thing, and all for us to just send it right back to hand. Cannot wait for that. Yeah, I'm fine if they just want to deal 1 damage a turn. I don't think they're going to win doing that. Okay, what's our plan for this card? Don't currently have one. Maybe we'll bump it back to hand. All right, we'll see if this resolves. Yeah, a land is just what we need here, and it looks like they're going to be on the losing side of this exchange. Pretty unfortunate for the opponent there. Are we ready for Gadwick? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think Gadwick's the play quite yet. So they only have one mystery card. It is a crash through. I do like that they've only they've been a little stuck on red sources this game. All right, it looks like they're just going to hit us for 5. I mean, all right, they'll go ahead and play this guy. Okay, by my math, they're going to be doing some blocking here. Yeah, it's not currently a great attack. So, do we play Gadwick? Huh. Yeah, kind of an interesting spot on the board, actually. I think we do play Gadwick. But we can't Ether Gust anything. All right, we kind of want them to play a red spell, actually. We need to make use of this Ether Gust. All right. All right, hopefully they just don't... I mean, they'll need a red card if they're going to remove my Brazen Borrower to attack for lethal here, so I still feel like we have the advantage. Especially, I just need them to play a red card. Got another red source, so that is a very good sign. Oh, that is perfect. Yeah, we'll target that. Get our triggers. So we will... Yeah. Okay. I think that just ends the game kind of on the spot. Would have been a little trickier if they didn't play a red card there for sure. All right, this is pretty nasty stuff from us. Yeah. All right. Well, blue has never seemed so black. I'll say that. I mean, that was really fun. Yeah, that's good stuff. I will post this list in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and have a good one. Yeah, I will be ready with vampires soon, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be like 70% vampires, 30% black creatures that are actually good, because most of the vampires aren't good. So I think we need to buff up. The vampires need some help, basically. That's why you're not seeing a lot of vampires. But there will be 4 Saurins, so get ready for that. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.